It was the subject of explosive politics. It's been the subject of a very long wait for the Indian Air Force, but finally we have a date for the arrival of India's very own Rafale fighter jets. It's unbelievable. July 27th, finally a date when at least 6 Rafale jets will be landing at Haryana's Ambala base, where they will find their new home. That's just 28 days from now. And as war clouds between India and China continue to brew on the border, Rafale power could be a game changer for India. Take a look.
In less than a month, the first Indian Rafales will arrive. After months of uncertainty, finally there's a date. On July 27, at least 4 of these jets will land at the Indian Air Force base in Ambala, the new home of the Rafales. The last time you saw the Indian Rafales was in October last year, when they were handed over to Indian pilots in the presence of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. 9 months later, the jets will finally be home. A minimum of 4 jets will be arriving at Ambala with the possibility of 2 more. While the first squadron is at Ambala, the second will come up in Hasimara in West Bengal. The 2 game-changer weapons, the Meteor and Scalp, have already begun arriving for storage at Ambala. A total of 36 Rafales will be delivered by 2023, with the aircraft competing for an order of 114 more. Most crucially, the Indian Rafales will be fully ready for combat missions from the moment they arrive, ready to fly with their key weapon. The Scalp, for instance, is a cruise missile with ranges in excess of 500 km, is stealthily and devastatingly accurate. The Meteor Beyond Visual Range missile is the most capable such weapon system in the world, with a range of well over 100 km, completely outranging both Chinese and Pakistani weapons, and could prove a deterrent to air aggression. The countdown to India's Rafales has begun. With the country on military alert, the new aircraft will be most welcome. With Shiv Arur, Bureau Report, India Today.
And I want to go across to India's 2 finest defense journalists, Sandeep Punithan, Executive Editor, India Today, Gaurav Sawant, Senior Executive Editor, India Today TV. Gaurav, coming to you first. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it, that we actually have a date for the arrival of the Rafales. I mean, this is an aircraft that's been the subject of so much controversy, so much politics, but now we finally have a date for their arrival, Gaurav, and it's July the 27th.
Shiv, July the 27th will truly be a day that India, when it comes to touching the sky with glory, it will be a day that will be seen as a game changer. You, Sandeep and I, we've covered the wait for India's latest fighter jets for over a decade and a half.
Yeah.
After the Kargil War of 1999, the Indian Air Force started looking for a new plane. And look at the long delays that happened between 2007 and 14, and then again between 14 and 2020. Finally, when the deal was done, people went to court to stall it. It's bizarre. Now when we require these aircraft could have been here much earlier. When you have an adversary like China, when you have a treacherous adversary like China and a completely unreliable enemy like Pakistan, you have enemies on 2 fronts, and we had people within our country who were trying to stall the acquisition of the Rafale jets, including going to the Supreme Court to stall it. But fortunately, the aircraft will arrive. So 4 plus 2 is what we are being told. It could well be 4 plus 4 very soon. 4 are ready to fly in by 27th of July. 2 more are ready, 2 more are being certified. So 8 will come in of 36 in all. But the bigger story and the more exciting story, along with the Rafales, as you well know, Shiv, are the Scalp and Meteor Beyond Visual Range air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles, which will truly be a game changer as far as adversaries are concerned, Shiv.
Absolutely. Sandeep, the Rafales were supposed to have arrived in May. Then the world went into lockdown because of the Chinese virus. And now these aircraft are arriving on the 27th of July. So even though this was a planned delivery, there is an element of the Indian government requesting that these not be delayed any further and definitely be delivered by the 27th of July. And also, Sandeep, one can't miss the context in which these aircraft will be arriving. What's happening on the China border? Okay, we're just going to try and correct that audio, Sandeep. We can't hear you very properly. Where your audio is breaking. We'll try and get back to you in just a moment on that. I want to tell you a little bit. Gaurav and Sandeep are going to stay with me while I fix that audio. But I want to tell you a little bit about the Rafale, and not to boast or anything, but I have been a journalist who's gotten to fly in a Rafale, obviously sitting in the back seat. I did some maneuvers in the air, but almost a decade ago, like Gaurav had just mentioned, I strapped into a Rafale jet in Bengaluru to take a flight to see what this aircraft was really all about. And this, remember, was before the aircraft was even chosen by the Indian government at the time. Here's my flight in a Rafale. Roaring, ready, and all set for the Indian Air Force. This week, the Rafale stretches its wings for the first time under the auspices of its new masters, pilots of the Indian Air Force. And as a whole generation of Indian aviators gets set to operate one of the most advanced combat jets in production today, India today takes you where nobody else has managed to, directly into the Rafale's cockpit and into the air. Flavor of the season here at Aero India at Yelahanka is definitely the Indian Air Force's medium multi-role combat aircraft competition. We here at Headlines today have been invited to test fly what is perhaps the lowest profile contender in what we're calling the mother of all deals. This is the Rafale. That's right. We aren't kidding. We're talking literally. Long before the current crop of Indian pilots who'll get to fly the Rafale, India Today's Shiv Arur, that's me, became the first Indian civilian to do a sortie in the French combat jet. In 2011, not long before the Rafale was officially selected as India's next fighter following a grueling selection process, I was invited to strap in and experience the fourth generation French jet for myself. For the flight, I needed to get the full lowdown on the advanced jet. Flying me on this warm summer morning at the Yelahanka Air Base in Bengaluru was Sebastian Dupont de Dineshin, an experienced Dassault test pilot with hundreds of hours on the Rafale jet. For this flight, I got to don a French Navy flight suit and boots, all crucial elements to the flying experience, and of course the all-important G-suit, indispensable for combat flying that involves sharp maneuvers. The Rafale is a beast of a jet, powered by twin-jet engines that make it one of the most agile aircraft in the air. I got a full cockpit briefing on the aircraft, including how to operate major systems, controls, and of course the emergency ejection system in case of any catastrophe in the air. Engines on, and the growl of the Rafale on the tarmac
drowns out pretty much all else. Inside the cockpit, however, with helmet on, I can hear barely a rumble. And I remain in direct communication throughout with pilot Sebastian. With full afterburners on, the Rafale roars off the tarmac and rockets into the sky at a steep angle, followed by a sharp turn to the right, demonstrating the aircraft's incredible agility. Strapped into the Rafale, we exited Bengaluru airspace to less densely populated parts of the state for a full 15-minute flight, where I was given control of the jet at 16,000 feet for a full 15 minutes, allowing me to execute all manner of maneuvers, including full loops, barrel rolls, and steep dives, followed by high-G level-out stunts. After a full demonstration of the Rafale sensor and combat systems, it was time to return to base. Every time I fly a fighter aircraft, the one thing that stays with me is just what an amazing species the fighter pilot really is. What I've had a chance to do today is basically get a very real first-hand taste of an aircraft that could well be the Indian Air Force's next warhorse, the Rafale. That this aircraft chose to come this year to Yelahanka, to Aero India, let's never forget, is symbolic of India's growing importance in the world, and that one of the most ferociously contested military aircraft acquisitions is in really its final stretch. With camera person Shivamurthy at the Yelahanka Air Force Base, Shiv Arur.
And that was nearly a decade ago, Sandeep. It's hard to believe that the aircraft are finally landing 28 days from now. This delivery was supposed to happen in May. The COVID-19 situation meant there was a slight delay, but the Indian government has wanted a speeded up delivery. And that's what's happening. And it so happens to be taking place, Sandeep, right amidst a lot of border tension.
Well, Shiv, the Indian Defence Ministry has been in constant touch with the French Defence Ministry because, as you know, this is a government-to-government deal between the two countries.
Yeah.
And there have been talks about increasing the quantity of the jets. That's one of the issues that they're discussing, how to ramp it up from 4 to 6 aircraft, and whether they can get all the armaments quickly enough. Because, as you rightly pointed out, this aircraft is a game changer. The Air Force needs as many of them as they can, despite the fact that not all the pilots are fully type qualified. I mean, the pilots are being trained. There are 10 pilots so far that have been trained in France.
Yes.
And another dozen pilots are being trained as we speak. These first 10 pilots, I can confirm they've had some of the most amazing things to say about the Rafale. And they say it's an aircraft unlike any that they've ever flown. This is possibly the biggest game-changing fighter aircraft in the Air Force in almost 20 years, Shiv. That's how long it takes to acquire a cutting-edge platform to the Indian Air Force.
Incredible that it's taken, nearly 2 decades for these aircraft to finally arrive. Gaurav, the word game changer is used very often. And even though everyone knows that it is the human behind the machine that often makes all the difference, or very much makes all the difference, but these truly are cutting-edge machines. And the weaponry that you were referring to earlier, like the Scalp and the Meteor and some of the sensors in this aircraft, outclass anything that China currently has.
Shiv, you've hit the nail on its head. Why is this a game changer? You remember in the 1980s when the Pakistanis got the F-16s and Indians suddenly realized we had nothing. That's in a hurry when India went in for 2 squadron of Mirage 2000s and then subsequently the MiG-29 air superiority fighters, which gave Indian Air Force the edge that it required over Pakistan. That was in 1980s. After that, an aircraft which is such a game changer, it's only coming now. While Sukhoi 30s are exceptional, but this is way ahead according to what fighter pilots tell India today. way ahead of anything that either Pakistan or China is flying. And we'll take a small example.
Yes.
When India went and bombed Balakot in February, India used the Mirages. But when Pakistanis tried to hit back, they did not cross the international border. They stayed on their side. But if India had the Rafales with the Meteors and the Scalps, Pakistanis wouldn't even have dared to take off from their airfields. That is what Indian Air Force pilots tell us, because our Su-30s did not have the kind of BVRs that were required at that point of time. So that was February, and this is now going to be July. The Meteors and the Scalps, missiles that can hit a target more than 300 and 500 kilometers away,
Absolutely.
air to air and air to ground. Those missiles are already coming in, and within a month you'll also have the fighter jets. So that way, China also wouldn't have anything to counter our Scalps, Meteors, our Rafales, plus the Su-30 with the BrahMos. That will truly be a game changer for the Indian Air Force.
Game changer all across as far as air power is concerned. Remember, India is a country that doesn't want war, but it will be prepared for any escalation from the Chinese side. This is not meant to be belligerence. This is about India arming itself in a very unpredictable neighborhood, an unpredictability that has been emphasized by what is happening on the border as we speak. Gaurav and Sandeep, appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me on this very important story.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.